Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stevie Ray's Comedy Cabaret. Please give it up for the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Stevie Ray.
Who's ready for a comedy show? Oh! Very special tonight. We are celebrating 35 years of Stevie Ray's Improv Company tonight. Let me tell you a little bit about where we came from, and then we'll get to the funny stuff. It was in the late 80s that I got called by the owners of a local comedy club in the uptown area of Minneapolis. And it was a small little independent comedy club. And it was very important to the community at the time because at the time there were no alternative theaters of any kind. There were places you could go if you were an actor. There were places you could go if you were a stand-up comedian. But no place to go if you didn't fit that mold. So this little club was very important because all of the stand-up clubs were owned by one guy. It was really like It's a Wonderful Life, you know, because it was like Pottersville and we were the Bailey Building and Loan. And it was a pretty serious deal because the guy who owned them all was a bit rough. It was a little bit of a tyrant. Okay? I don't know if you can say little and tyrant, but I did. Okay? So they called me up and they said, we own this club, but we don't want to run it anymore. We want you to run it for us, and we'll just sit back and be the owners in the background. And I said, well, who am I going to work with? And they said, well, there's this woman named Pamela, and she will be the theater manager, box office manager. You two will run it together. And I said, I know her. We've worked together before. This will make a great team. So we said, let's do it. And then as we started running the organization and looking at the books, it wasn't good. I mean, it was like, they weren't doing anything illegal, okay? It wasn't a Ponzi scheme, because that doesn't occur in comedy. You recruit two comedians, then you recruit two. But and we didn't know how the place was going to survive because the books didn't look good. We kept calling the owners, saying, hey, something's not good. And they said, don't worry, it'll work out. Now, I don't know if any of you have run a business, but here's a tip. It'll work out is not a business plan. From me to you for tonight. So it kept getting worse, and we kept trying to get them to figure out what to do, and they said, don't worry, everything's going to be fine. Then they came in and looked at the books. We said, oh my God, what the hell is going on? And we said, well, what we've been telling you for a while. They said, okay, we'll figure it out. And we were very worried because, like I said, this was a very important place to us and the entire performing arts community, and we wanted to make sure it stayed independent. And they said, don't worry, we're going to do the right thing. And they came back a week later, and they said, we've agreed to sell it to that guy who owns all of the other clubs. So yeah, the Bailey Building and Loan was going to go away. And we said, are you sure that you're going to be received well for this decision by the performing arts and comedy community? And they said, well, we're sure people are going to be happy that it'll stay a comedy club. That's not really, known. And this was before the internet, this is back in the late 1800s. And so they started to get the feeling that the community wasn't happy. And that's an understatement. They started really hearing about it. And so they started knowing that this wasn't a great decision. So they came to Pamela and I and said, we're very heavily in debt. We don't know what to do. If you take over the debt, we'll walk away. Will you do that? Pamela's right there. So we said, we followed our business plan. We created a one-word business plan at the beginning of our organization, and that word is, okay. They said, will you take it over? Well, okay. We had no idea what we were going to do. We took it over to keep it independent. And our goal was stay open a year. We thought if we can make it a year and then move on and get a job at Perkins, we'll be okay. Our hearts will be okay with that. Well, we made it a year. And then we said, well, let's make it 5 years, because a lot of businesses don't last that long. And we made it 5 years. We had no idea what to do. Each year after that, we just tried to figure it out. But I keep saying, well, why don't we try this? Why don't we try that? Okay, I guess I kept trying stuff. Well, here we are 35 years later. So we're happy that you're here to join us tonight, because one thing we like to do, our type of comedy is what we call a fun type of comedy. We like to have fun with you. Improv is only one form of comedy that we do, but it's what we do mainly down here. And the reason we like it is that it's different than any other form of performing art, in that there's no trial and error time. When you go see a play, or when you see stand-up comedy, or you see anything, they've had a trial period. And if something doesn't work, they don't do it on stage. They take it away. Improv is, we're trying it out in front of you, okay? But with your help. Your ideas help spur the show, which is really fun, because you're part of what happens up here, and we really like partnering with an audience to create a fun experience for everybody. We like it to be fun, so we avoid the 2 P's of comedy. No profanity and no politics. Yes, there's a lot going on in the world right now, isn't there? So we're not going to talk about it. None of it's fun, is it? Yeah, so, we imitate certain people because it's funny, but we don't make political statements here. That's for after the show, when we want to get into a fight and lose friends. But up here, it's just for fun. So how many of you, by round of applause, is this your first time seeing a Stevie Ray's improv show? Okay, it's different than the other shows here at the Champ, okay? When you go to see the musicals upstairs, like they're running Beautiful right now, they don't let you participate in the show. Right? They don't ask you to call out ideas. I found that out the hard way. They did a song. That was fun. Now do it in Chinese. They just were so narrow-minded about my participation. We're going to be asking you to call out ideas. We're going to take those ideas, and members of the Stevie Ray's comedy troupe are going to create instant comedy based on the ideas you call out. We have like 16 to 18 members of our troupe, and we get 4 or 5 of them in a show each Friday and Saturday, so it rotates around. And we have some of the best improv performers in the Twin Cities. Then we have people who are on their way to being the best, because we love to get new talent up here, get them a chance to find their footing and become the next stars. And what's really funny, you probably won't notice the difference between any of them. Some people have been performing with us for decades, literally, and others for a few months. And I love the fact that everybody plays together and makes a great show. So, when you start calling out ideas, here's what you should know. If you don't want to call out anything, don't worry about it. Just sit back and enjoy the show. No pressure. If you start calling out a lot of ideas, great. If I don't take what you call out, maybe you've been doing a lot of adding in, and I want to give somebody else a chance. So if I ignore you, it's nothing personal, but I do try to look around and see who haven't we heard from in a while, okay? And so if I ignore you, it's only because your idea sucked. So do know that. And if you have something dirty to call out, don't, because I have very selective hearing, okay? You want that kind of show, you go downtown. They do that kind of thing down there, okay? And it costs more, and there's not free parking. So there you go. So, like I said, we have some of the best performers ready to make you laugh tonight. Are you ready to meet the troupe? Yes! Who do we have? Rick Allen is here! Rick Allen! Carl Olsen is here! Ellie Walton! Brett Williams! Chad Hutton. Hello. And back to the booth, everybody say hi to Joe Robertson. Hello, Joe. I'll tell you, Joe is not your typical sound and light guy like you see in shows that just sits back there. He's got a very important role in the show, because when we perform improv, the rule is we can't decide when we're done with an improv and it's time to move on. That's up to him. We perform as long as he lets us go. And he tells you that the improv is done simply by blacking out the lights. And then that means we're going to go on to the next improv. So the timing of the show is in his hands.
Uh-oh.
And you'll notice that Chad is not dressed like the rest of us.
What are you talking about?
Yes. It's not.
Wow.
It's not Pirates of the Caribbean theme here. Chad is a favorite performer out at the Renaissance Festival, and he agreed to come down here as soon as he was done because he didn't want to miss this show. So we appreciate him being here for us tonight. All right, because it's a special show that celebrates 35 years of doing this, improv has kind of changed over the 35 years. It really has gone through some metamorphoses. And so what we're going to do is combine some of the really old classic improvs that I grew up with some of the newer stuff to kind of blend it all together. So I want to start out with one of the oldest improvs that I learned when I first started training in 1983 was when I started. And we're going to do a musical opening for the show. Okay? For that musical opening, we're going to need lyrics from you folks for them to sing. Because we're improvers, we didn't come with pre-written material. Sir, may I ask your first name?
Ted.
Ted, okay. What do you do?
I'm a police officer.
Police officer. Okay, let's move on. He doesn't like the show. He has ways of showing his disappointment for me. Okay. No, that's fine. Go out, there's a boot on my car. Yeah, you're really funny now, aren't you, Stevie? Okay, thank you for your service, by the way. Thank you for the work you do. And who is this with you?
My girlfriend, Randy.
Randy, okay, how long have you been together? She's looking at him! Now is the big test!
Not long.
Not long, okay. It seems like it's going to be shorter now. A cold ride for Randy on the way home. Call the squad, you're on your own. Is there a quality that attracted you to Randy? You know, no, I'm sorry. You're
His handcuff?
Ted. Yeah, you're Randy. Is there a quality that attracted you to Ted that was unique? It's like, oh, I like this quality about him.
Always positive.
Always positive. Okay. We're going to use what I just learned about Ted to create one of our first lyrics. Okay. This is how we create improv, is just off the cuff. So, Carl's lyric will be, Todd is a very tough Ted. I'm just shut up. I did it enough at home, all right? My wife is in the audience right now taking notes. Yeah, you screwed that. Ted is a positive police officer. Sounds like a tongue twister, doesn't it?
Ted is a positive police officer.
That's your lyric, okay? See how we can create out of nothing? Well, I made it look harder than it actually is. For Brett, how about any lyric you want him to sing? This could be just a line you put together right off the top of your head. It could be a line from your favorite movie, or it could be something somebody said to you recently. Anything at all that inspires just a line for Brett.
Break up with your girlfriend before you go to college.
Break up with your girlfriend. Break up with your girlfriend before you go to college. There's a dad right there. Because I'm not paying 2 tuitions. Break up with your girlfriend before you go to college. All right. For Chris, a lyric.
Cabbage is delicious.
Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to add to that. Okay. She gave me permission. She just said, go right ahead. Well, okay. I thought it was my show. Let's see. Who would you love to meet someday? If you could meet anyone, living or dead, anybody, have coffee with this person, who would it be?
John Denver.
John Denver. Okay, cool. And what was the first thing about cabbage?
Cabbage is delicious.
Okay, John Denver's cabbage is delicious. Okay. All right. Anyone but her? No. A line for Ellie.
I am the very bottle of a modern major general.
had a lot of troupe members over the years. We've also had a lot of music directors, a lot of technical directors. That comes from one of our oldest music directors, Shirley Meyer. She thought, since I'm not up there, screw them. I am the very model of a modern major general. Okay, so let me see if I got what I need here for an opening song. Give me your lyrics again.
Ted is a positive police officer.
Break up with your girlfriend before you go to college.
John Denver's cabbage is delicious.
I am the very model of a modern major general.
Okay.
Show off.
Give me the. I'm going to change yours just a little bit. Give me the name of the girlfriend.
Shelley.
Shelley. Break up with Shelley. Break up with Shelley. That was fast. There's history here. You would not believe how autobiographical these shows become. We have a lot of therapy going on. Sometimes people drive home separately. All right. Okay, so break up with Shelley before you go to college. What I want, since we have a Renaissance musician over here, I would like a Renaissance Old English madrigal style of music.
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to set that up right now.
Okay, and we'll see if we can take these lyrics and create an opening song for our 35th show, 35th anniversary. Get us started over there, Chad. Whenever you're ready.
Ted is a positive police officer. Ted is a positive police officer.
Break up with Shelley before you go to college. Break up with Shelley before you go to college.
John Denver's cabbage is delicious. John Denver's cabbage is delicious.
I am the very model of a modern major general. I am the very model of a modern major general. I am the very model of a modern major general.
Ted is a positive cabbage. Ted is a positive cabbage.
Break up with the modern major general. Break up with the modern major general.
Break up with Shelley or I'll get a police officer. Police officer.
Ted thinks John Denver is delicious.
John Denver makes a delicious policeman. John Denver makes a delicious policeman.
Shelley is made out of a general. Shelley is made out of a general.
Ted is the model of a modern major cabbage. Ted is the model of a modern major cabbage.
Shelley is a general cabbage. Shelley is a
General cabbage. Shelley is a general cabbage. Shelley is a general cabbage.
Take that, beautiful upstairs. Think we can't do music down here? Yes, I'm surprised. You got that out there really well.
Thank you very much.
All right, what I would like for this next one is here's what we're going to do. Back in the old days of improv, most audiences thought it was fake because nobody had ever seen it before. They thought they can't be making this up on the spot. It's impossible. They thought that there were people planted in the audience to call out the ideas that we pre-agreed on and all that stuff. So in order to dispel that suspicion, what we began every show in the old days was an improv we just called spots. Basically that means it's just a scene based on a suggestion from you. So there's nothing special about it, like you saw us create a song, that kind of thing. This is just a basic scene performed with characters and a little plot. And we take the first thing we hear. And that rule started in the old days because that proved that we didn't have a plant in the audience. We only took the first thing we heard to prove that we weren't cherry-picking our suggestions. So it was kind of tough to prove it. In fact, theater critics would not come and review an improv show back in the old days because they said, no, it's fake. And then they finally found out it was real, and they said, it still is not going to get reviewed. Because you're not getting funding. So for our first spot, so split off, a spot is open-ended scene, which means One or all five could be in the scene, and it lasts however long Joe decides it should go. The first spot is going to be about a situation of some kind. So give me a situation that requires a little quick thinking to solve.
Cowboy shootout.
Quick thinking, right there. Okay, we're going to have a cowboy shootout.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Boy, this is gonna be easy.
Good night, folks. That's it. There are times you will see us on the side sometimes saying, I ain't topping that. Notice nobody went out there. I can't top that. What are you, crazy? Thank you, Joe, for getting us out of that. Give us an idea for our next spot. Anything at all you want to see a scene about.
Whale watching.
Over here, what?
Whale watching.
Whale watching.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta wait till they blow. It's a lot of fun.
I just don't feel like showing my friend today.
No, I'm tired of these guys.
Yeah, I don't even get tips.
Did you see? Last time they threw Cheetos. Who eats that?
No, one got stuck in my blowhole.
Oh my God, they talk.
I didn't know that.
Oh God, they talk. Welcome to Stevie Ray's PBS Hour. Nature Channel. Oh, what's our next spot about?
Wedding chapel.
A wedding chapel. Okay. I like this because we have two former company members here. One current, one former. A performer who is a troupe member, Caroline Hitt. We have auditions for our troupe every 6 months, and that's a very strict policy we have, is that every troupe member has to re-audition to stay in the troupe every 6 months. It's a very, it's a hard, it's fun, but it also keeps us honest, right? So we were holding auditions, and our technical director at the time, whose name was Matt, was sitting with Pamela and I, and Caroline came in to audition. And Matt kind of like looked a little longer at Caroline than one might think at an audition. And she got in the troupe, and they started dating very shortly after that. And they've been dating for quite a few years. And this September, I will be officiating their wedding. And Pamela keeps telling me, if you make jokes during that ceremony. So, let's have a scene about a wedding chapel.
All right, next. You got a witness?
It's about we're a throuple. So.
All for one for all.
I'm the witness.
Oh yeah.
All right, one sec. I gotta get the Mormon wedding. All right. Do you?
I do.
I don't know your name, so when I say do you, say who you are. Okay? Do you?
I do.
Jimmy.
Jimmy says I do.
Are you of sound mind to make this decision?
I do.
I'm only going to do you two. I'm not doing this one.
You can just keep delivering our mail.
I'll wait in the car.
All
You
right.
still need me?
Yes.
It's still a wedding. I mean, come on. Tom, you got to be here all the time. I need a wedding all the time.
Oh,
So you don't get to come and go. Like, if there's a wedding going on, you're here.
listen, I delivered the Jimmy Johns and you asked me to stick around for a while.
And you're getting at 20, okay? I
Okay,
promise.
good.
All right. Do you?
I do. Oh, sorry.
Wait, are you one of those?
An old man?
Non-topos mentis. I can't marry you if you don't know what you're talking
Well, I'm
about.
not marrying you. I'm marrying him.
When I say do you say your name.
Okay.
All right, do you?
Your name.
Bada boom, How many saw that coming? Some of the older guys are going, now that's comedy. That's Henny Youngman from my day. Give me two of you out here, and the other two take a little break here. All right, just two performers. Stick around. All right, and that. It's just like the Guthrie, isn't it, folks? All right, we're going to get them started on a scene, but I'm going to change it and take it in different directions as I decide with your help. So, this scene is going to be about a doctor's office. All right, start with that, and we'll go from there.
Doc,
I can hear it already, yeah. Coughing.
I don't know what it is, man.
Well, come on, sit down. One sec. Come on, sit down. Somebody took my chair. Come on, sit down. All right.
You
Let's
gotta
see.
help me.
Check your chair.
Stop! What is wrong with Chris?
Stubbed his toe.
What's that?
Stubbed his toe.
He stubbed his toe. Stubbed his toe.
Doc,
Yeah.
toe got severed and I swallowed it. Now I think I've stubbed it in my lung.
Oh, I feel it right there. Yeah, that's a big toe. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
One.
Stop! Dr. Carl has a very holistic method of getting the stuck toe out of him, and it's not what it looks like. It's not the Heimlich maneuver. He's just right now feeling it. What is his means of getting the toe out?
Hypnosis.
Positive thinking.
Positive!
Okay. Now, first I want you to sit up straight. You can do it. Close your eyes and think, my toe belongs back on my foot. Belongs back on my foot.
On my foot.
Now, I want you to be the foot. Be the foot. Be your foot.
I am a foot.
Your foot. Now,
I'm a foot.
what does a foot have?
Stop!
Toes.
Chris manifesting himself as a foot causes him to hyperventilate, which results in
Athlete's foot.
athlete's foot.
Ah, God, it's itchy.
There's scales growing all over you.
Get it out. Get it out.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, whoa!
Oh my God, it's out.
But it looks like it needs tenactin.
Yes. Oh,
That'll bring down the inflammation.
Oh,
You want to keep it?
here, let me put it back on.
All right.
Stop. This whole experience is causing Carl to rhyme everything he says.
Well, you're dealing with a toe, and that's where it should go.
Wait.
Indeed, but I think you peed. It was probably because of all the stress. But you know you'll be blessed.
Yes.
Because the toe has returned. You are not spurred.
What have I learned? Why am I rhyming?
It's part of the cure.
Yes.
And you will endure because you're sure. And I can't think of another word to that.
All right, now improv includes scenes like you just saw, but also some things that are more like games that have a certain challenge to them. And so we're going to play one of those now. And I like to pull things out of my past improv experience that sometimes the troupe has done not for years, maybe sometimes never. And that's what I like, is the challenge of that. So we're going to honor the fact that we just got through the Olympics. Okay, and were you like me? I don't watch the Olympics a lot, but when I did, I thought, when did that become a sport? I mean, seriously, they took out Greco-Roman wrestling, which happened back in the Greek times, and replaced it with, oh, never mind. So, we're going to have our own little contest here. Give me two stools right up here, okay? And let's have Carl and me over here, and the rest of you are out here, okay? You can see by the look on their face They have no idea what I'm about to ask you. We're going to have a little sports contest here. Carl and I are the sports announcers, but this is not any sport you might see at the Olympics. This is probably one of the most mundane activities a human being can engage in that has now been turned into a competitive activity. That mundane thing is dishwashing. Dishwashing, I heard. Wonderful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the World Dishwashing Championships. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us on ESPN. It's dish time.
It's very exciting. Yeah. I know. As the 1988 gold medalist in dishwashing,
Yes.
I have a lot of experience here. And the competition, I could never win this.
Now, this is what's
They've improved.
I want to thank Carl Olson for being here as a former champion. The game has changed quite a bit since Carl played it. Now they're allowing scrubbies.
Which I don't.
Yes.
I have a problem with. I'm going to see.
You just had to use dishcloths,
Yep.
and you also never got to use rubber gloves, which has changed the whole
Completely
sport.
changed.
Yes. Now Italy is in because of the rubber gloves. You know, they
Right?
never wanted to
I know, it's amazing. And the thing is, you could prove you're a professional dishwasher because of the scaly white
That's
stuff
right.
on your fingers, because your fingers were so messed up.
Let's look at our contestants here. Okay, from Bulgaria, we have Brett Williams. This is Brett's first time in the World Championship
Yes.
dishwashing. So,
And he's an incredible. He never bends his fingers.
no. That's a Bulgarian trait. We're going to see how it plays out.
It's the Bulgarian style.
And with him is Chris Barron from
France.
France. Yes, we have the French dishwashing a much different way.
Yes, they do.
They're more about style than outcome.
And they spin dry. You notice
Yeah,
them
they
spin
do.
dry.
We're just about to start the competition, but let's get our last contestant in here. We have Ellie Walton from Wisconsin,
Yes.
representing the good old US of A.
Yes.
And we know the Wisconsins, they know how to wash dishes.
They do.
Right. Cheese and dishes, that's their thing. All right. Well, we're just about ready to go.
I'm very excited.
They're just about ready. They're at the starting line. And they're going.
They're going.
Okay, now Ellie has started. Oh, she's putting
She is
a
fast.
lot of dishwashing liquid in.
Well, that's-
She is not afraid of suds.
She was a dishwasher at Culver's. That's how they do it there.
Oh, she squirted some soap into the French lane. Let's take a close-up replay of that. We're going back in a slow-mo. Here she's got her, and she's squirting. This is out of control.
And the referee didn't stop it.
No, there's going to be
Still
points
going
off that.
on.
Back to the action here. Now the Bulgarian is still not bending his fingers.
He did.
He's just picking up dishes by the. He's just throwing them.
That's amazing. And they're clean.
And they're
Somehow
clean.
he cleans them 10 at a time.
One of the things he's taking. Yes.
That's the part of
First
the
of all,
Bulgarian strategy.
the rule
right there.
never said how you clean them, and the rule never said what you do after they're clean.
Nope.
So he's just throwing them behind him. That's clever.
I'm very impressed with the Bulgarian here.
Yes, the French contestant is. Oh,
He's signing a union contract in France for all Olympians.
yes,
so he can
he's
take a break.
upset. They're coming down to the wire here. They're almost at the end. Okay, it's down to the last few dishes.
Ellie is moving faster. She's moving faster.
2,
The Bulgarian's
1,
bending his fingers again.
and that's it. Who's our winner, Carl?
The Bulgarian.
Oh my God. How many of you had never done that one before? Ellie? Yeah.
I'm getting like probably maybe 30 years ago.
Yes. Chris Barron joined our company in 1991. That's how long he's been affiliated. He performed with us for a number of years. Then he moved down to Chicago, where he trained with the famous Second City, where all the folks from Saturday Night Live come from. And then
I didn't make it.
You didn't? Yeah, duh, he's here. Then he moved back to town, and we got a call from him years and years after losing contact. He said, I'd love to come back, and here he is. So that was Ellie, when did you join the troop?
2017.
2017. Carl?
2002.
2002. Brett holds the record in Minnesota for the longest continuing improv performer without taking a break. When did you start with us?
2002.
Yes. but he's been with us the entire time without one break. We've moved, we've changed addresses, he finds us. So he's here. All right, Chad, when did you join us?
2010, 2011?
Yes, so,
There, yeah.
so we got some history here. Let's all come out here and do one of my favorites, and I feel bad that we haven't done this yet, because it's important when you do an improv show to make sure that all the stress from the audience is gone, because you can't enjoy a show with stress. And we've learned through deep research where stress comes from. Other people. Yes, they are the cause of your stress because they are the world's worst at what they do. You have the world's worst bank teller, the world's worst driver in front of you on the highway. We're going to show you some of our world's worst for you. And for that, I'd like to have another long-standing, very respected troupe member who's here with us tonight, Joe Lovett. Joe is an improviser, actor, stand-up comedian, teacher. How long have you been with us? Since?
A total of 10 years since 2012.
Very good. So we're going to show you our version of your world's worst experiences. You want to see us show you the world's worst what?
High school.
World's worst high school teacher.
Give that to your parents. Give that to your parents. Billy, give this to your mom.
Students, I'm Mr. Johnson. Welcome to the very first class of Your Body and You.
Ah, goddamn, it's been a tough day, I tell you that.
Oh, so you're complaining about homework? Let me tell you about Nam.
No, to be perfectly honest, you will never use this in the rest of your life.
I'm ready to be cool with the hip kids, so I'm gonna teach you algebra while flossing.
World's worst?
Yes.
Mechanic. World's worst auto mechanic.
Yeah, so I checked out your car and here's the number for a bike shop.
Ow! There's oil in there.
I'd like to help you, but I only do upholstery.
I think it's the hamster died in the wheel.
Hey guys, it's a Kia. World's worst? Surgeon. What's this? Surgeon. Surgeon. World's worst surgeon.
All right, and I'm done.
Where's my watch?
You must trust me, they call me Edward.
All right. Retractor. All right, watch his leg when I do this.
I think there's something wrong with your sap. It's a tree.
Some of these are to prove it's improv. Now there's no doubt. World's worst?
Grandparents.
World's worst grandparent.
No, there was no money in the birthday card. You want to make something out of it?
Well, you probably shouldn't, but your mom smoked pot when she was 14.
Break up with Shelly before you...
All right, Brett, I want to do one with you because we haven't done this in a while. You have to leave the room. Okay.
Hi, Brett.
When Brett comes back, he's going to be interviewing for a job. The reason we're having him leave the room is he doesn't know what the job is. He's going to have to guess that as I clue him along. So we're going to create, with your help, a fictitious job. One that, we can't have a real one, like, HR director or computer programmer or anything like that. Way too easy. So we're going to create a fictitious job, and with my skill and his coming, we're going to be here all night. So start yelling out fictitious jobs, and I'm going to meld them together into one that I think will be a big challenge for Brett.
Beachcomber.
A what?
Beachcomber.
A beachcomber.
Lighting designer.
A what designer?
Lighting.
Lighting designer. That's fictitious. There's a guy for you.
The Tooth Fairy's assistant.
The Tooth Fairy's assistant. I like that. I like Tooth Fairy's assistant. I'm gonna combine you said a unicorn groomer? And what did you say, ma'am?
Oh, beachcomber.
Beachcomber. Okay, so I'm gonna combine that all together. I'm gonna have a Tooth Fairy groomer, and he's gonna have to relocate to a beach. Where?
Florida.
Florida. Okay, so he's going to have to guess that the job he's interviewing for, follow along because you're going to have to remember this. He's going to be the Tooth Fairy groomer on a beach in Florida. Okay, so on the count of three, let's say, hey, come back really loud. So 1, 2, 3. Hey, come back! All right. We do actually make sure that he does not cheat, and that's a very thick door, so he didn't even hear that. Yes, thank you. Open that door for us. Now, while Brett is guessing, it's my job to give him clues. You can't, because that would be cheating. You can help by applauding when he says something correct. When he says something more correct, oh, you're getting closer. And when he finally guesses the entire job, really let him know, because this is frankly one of the more difficult improvs we do. Brett and I have done this for years together. We hold the record. Once I think a job took 20 minutes for him to guess.
Get comfortable.
Yes. The show isn't that long, folks. So, all right, here we go. Joe Robertson, are you out there in the reception area?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, is the next candidate in?
Yep, he's eager and waiting.
Okay, send him on in.
Will do.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Ray.
Oh, hi, you must be Brett Williams.
Yes, I am.
All right, nice to meet you. Welcome to Ray's Employment Agency.
Thank you.
All right, have a
Very
seat.
happy to be here.
Very good. All right, well, I got to tell you, I looked over your resume, and let's back up a little bit, okay? There's people in the next office who want to watch.
Oh, that's
okay?
creepy.
Yeah, it's very creepy. It's an open work mountain, okay?
Okay.
I don't do the normal procedure like a lot of them do, where I just say, here's your resume, here's a job, do it. Because a lot of times people don't get the job that's perfect for them. So what I want to do first is find out about you, and that'll help me find a good fit for you. So
Okay.
just tell me a little bit about you, and we'll go from there.
Well, I'm a very people person.
Oh, good, good. You like being around people.
I like animals. I like the outdoors.
Animals suck, really.
Yeah, oh, I know.
Animals are difficult to work with.
Yes, they are.
Because they're uncooperative, they're hard to train, and the people thing,
Yes.
I think is a good
And I love cooperating with people because we get along really well that way.
Okay, that makes sense. So when you're working with people, is there certain kinds of people you like to be around? You know, everybody has their
As
old
long as they're breathing.
Okay, as long as they're breathing.
I like all types of people.
All types of people.
Short, fat, tall.
Anybody. Okay, good.
Criminals. Police officers.
Who are you giving a thumbs up to?
The people in the next cubicle.
Good, okay, good. All right, well, you know, the thing about being around people
Yes.
that I like is that they celebrate so many things.
Yes, they do.
They celebrate the big things and the little things.
Holidays.
Yes, sometimes it's the little things that give us the most joy.
Their first movement.
Yes, we do celebrate that.
Okay.
You made a poopy.
Yes.
We don't really celebrate it, but go, yeah, you made a poopy.
I
Okay,
do.
but that's interesting. But the baby makes a cookie.
Yes.
That's a first milestone.
Yes.
Right. There's a lot of milestones.
Yes, in a lifetime.
With babies especially.
Yes.
Right.
Crawling.
Crawling.
Walking.
Walking. And then they keep going and we celebrate every little milestone.
Graduating from high school.
That's really a big deal. That's like going from here to here. What about all the little things in between?
Well, their first words.
Yes, their first words.
Yes.
We say, and they begin to form those words more effectively as they grow because
Their lips move.
after the lips move,
Yeah, words come out.
yes, and then
They talk.
right, they talk, and we put them to bed, right?
Yes.
And we tell them little bedtime stories.
Yes, we sing lullaby.
Right, and fantasies, because fantasies are important for a child, right?
Especially
To
when you're
believe. To believe in things.
Yes.
Right, like the Easter Bunny.
That's right.
Right.
Santa Claus.
Right, or...
Tooth Fairy.
Yeah!
It is. I still believe in them.
Good, good, you're gonna need to.
It's The Rock. No, never mind.
What?
You played him in a movie.
Don't try.
Okay.
So hard. All right. So, here's the problem, okay? I've got a whole list of tooth fairies
Yes.
that I want to put out there to work.
Oh, cool.
But I can't.
Why?
They're not ready to go out in public.
Oh, they
And
need to be trained.
Well, they're trained. They know what they're doing. But I want them to represent Ray's Employment Agency.
Yes.
And we're a professional agency.
That's right.
We put forth a good image.
Yes, we do.
They don't have a good image.
No.
Right, so you need to help out with that.
They don't look like a tooth fairy.
They already look like it, but they don't look like the best tooth fairy. They look
That's
like
right.
a professional tooth fairy.
They need to be positive about their tooth fairiness.
And that's an emotional thing. You want to start from the outside and work in.
Oh, they want to pull teeth.
The teeth is already gone.
Oh, that's right. Not when I work.
So,
Okay.
they don't look right.
No, they don't.
We got to make them look right.
That's right.
So what are you going to do to help that?
I'm going to cut their hair.
Yeah! Form of cutting.
Oh, beautification.
Yes. Right. If it was a dog, you would take them to a
Groomer.
Yes. And you want to be a
Tooth fairy groomer.
Yeah. Not that. No. Here's the thing. All the tooth fairy groomer jobs in the Twin Cities are gone.
Oh, that's too bad.
We want to make sure when you do relocate, you go to a place that you like.
I will go anywhere you need me
A
to go.
place that makes you feel good. When you feel good, where do you like to go?
Guatemala.
Guatemala's good because it's like
It's a warm climate.
yes,
Yes.
with lots of
Animals.
and water surrounding it, which means there's lots of
Rainforest.
yes. When you go near the water,
You might drown.
no, that's in the water.
Oh.
You're going near the water.
Yes.
Right. What's near the water but not in it?
That's a trick question. Fish.
Okay. No, they're in it. So, yeah, after this, by the way, you're my last interview of the day.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go down and relax, right?
Sure.
Over to maybe Lake of the Isles,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And where they have lots of,
Relaxation.
yes, and where do you go to relax by a lake?
A spa. I
There's no spas at the lake.
do. You ever looked hard enough?
No. You go to the lake.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You're walking with your sandals and
Yes.
your blanket.
The beach.
Yes! You want to be
A tooth fairy groomer on the beach.
yes, but there's lots of beaches, aren't there?
Yes, there is. It's hard to pick just one.
No, you're gonna have to.
Oh, okay.
The show's over at 10. All right. So,
Yes.
where do you think there are plenty of beaches? Because you said you like Guatemala.
Yes.
Because it's warm,
Yes.
right? But we don't want you to have a passport, right?
Okay.
You just want to stay in the good old.
Delano. Tooth fairy groomer on a beach in Florida.
Oh, Brett Williams, everybody. That was actually everybody's favorite daytime game show. Who recognizes this theme? Jeopardy! Thank you, people who don't work during the day anymore. We have 3 fabulous contestants for Jeopardy tonight. We'll find out who the new Jeopardy champion is. But first, we need categories for our game. What is one category for our Jeopardy game?
Classic Hollywood.
Classic Hollywood. Another category.
Anthropology.
What's that?
Hair.
Hair.
Anthropology.
Anthropology. So we have classic Hollywood, hair, anthropology, and what's this? Hunting. Good. One normal guy. All right, so we have classic Hollywood, hair, anthropology, and hunting. This is Joe's spelling there. Okay. We don't pay a lot here, so you get what you get.
It's true.
Okay. Chris, you are the returning champion. You're going to select the first category. And remember, all of our contestants must answer in the form of a question. Right. So, the first category, Chris.
Classic Hollywood, please.
Classic Hollywood. The answer is...
Bogart.
Bogart. Carl.
What did Willie Nelson do to my joint?
That's correct. Oh, people. All right.
Let's go with hair.
Hair. The answer is...
Beehive.
What's that?
Age of Aquarius.
Age of Aquarius. Chris.
When was I born?
No, I'm sorry, not the correct response. No. Age of Aquarius. Carl.
What is much healthier than the age of cancer?
Category Carl.
Hunting.
Hunting. The answer is blaze orange. What's that? Blaze orange. Blaze orange. Ellie.
What's a Crayola color?
No, I'm sorry. It's accurate but not funny. Chris. Blaze orange.
What's the color of Donald Trump's face?
That's correct. That's not political. It's just a fact. They make no endorsements here. Select category.
Anthropology.
Anthropology. The answer is
Influencers.
influencers. Ellie.
What are teens with a day job?
That's correct.
I'll take hunting.
Hunting. The answer is
Wild boar.
wild boar. Ellie.
What's a bar in Hopkins?
I like all the people from the western suburbs. Yes! All the people from Savage are like, what the hell is that? Select category, Ellie.
Classic Hollywood.
Classic Hollywood. The answer is
Film noir.
film noir. Ellie.
What replaced film old S?
No, I'm sorry. Too much of a don't applaud that. We don't need to pay. Carl, film noir.
When was the last time a guy was allowed to call a woman toots?
That's correct. Google it. Select category, Carl.
Hunting.
Hunting. The answer is quick duck. Guatemala. Carl.
Where do you hunt wild boar?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's in Hopkins. Guatemala.
And where did Brett think the Tooth Fairy lives?
That's correct. We also would have accepted who had a better breakdancing entry than Australia. Select category, Chris.
Hunting.
Hunting.
Deer stand.
Deer stand. Ellie.
What happens when deer have legs?
Okay, we'll give it to you. You've got friends out there.
I filled the audience. Anthropology.
Anthropology, the answer is
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Ellie.
What subtracting the first word is a child's board game?
No, I'm sorry. Carl, I'm sorry.
What has the British Museum of Natural History been doing for the last 50 years?
Yes! One more time, Carl.
Let's go with classic Hollywood.
Classic Hollywood, the answer is... What's that back there? Final Jeopardy. Put your pens down, put your buzzers down, get ready to write your answer. All of our contestants, they're going to wager everything they have, based on their knowledge of one Final Jeopardy category. That new category is...
Jewelry.
Jewelry, I heard first. Because the rest was all like, how did you do that? Jewelry. All right, be thinking of how much you know about jewelry. We're going into this round completely tied because I forgot to keep score. So, under the category of jewelry, the answer is...
Tiaras.
What's that? Diamonds, naturally. Diamonds. Right, your response.
Because diamonds are a girl's best friend. I'm sorry. I had to.
It was right there.
You just took two of our jokes, but that's okay.
He didn't make that in SNL, did he?
Notice he's back in Minnesota. All right. Under the category of jewelry, the final answer is diamonds. Chris, your response.
What is completely controlled by the DeBoer family?
Yes, it's accurate but not funny. I'm sorry. Not the answer we're looking for. You lead with nothing. Ellie, your response to diamonds.
What, unlike a millennial, shows that something good can come from pressure?
Carl, your response to diamonds.
What is an amethyst on an ego trip?
Yes,